Lucas Oil Stadium, the site of the Final Four, and games are currently underway, and we had one go on as well earlier this season.
Yes, we did. UConn back in the national championship. We'll recap all of it, including Braylon Mullins' performance, coming up here shortly.
And the rain has exited, and now cooler temperatures have moved in. We'll have a look at what to expect for your Easter forecast.
Back in, walkout, couldn't finish it.
March Madness taking over Indy this weekend for the Final Four, and tens of thousands of fans are here in town to witness it. Arizona and Michigan are on the court right now, battling it out for a chance to face UConn in the championship game. We've got team coverage for you tonight. Brandon Schaff is downtown with the fans, but let's start with Dom and Eli at Lucas Oil Stadium. Guys, what a win for the Huskies and Greenfield's own Braylon Mullins.
For the third time in the past 4 seasons, UConn will be in the national championship game. We came into the night telling you it would be 2 close games. Not so much,
yeah,
Eli.
Not so much.
UConn taking care of business in game 1, and what a performance from the freshman Mullins.
Yeah, absolutely. 15 points in this game, including a dagger 3 in the final minute when Illinois was showing some life there. And It just goes to show Dan Hurley and this UConn team has Illinois just in shambles. In the last 3 years, Illinois' lowest point total during each season has been against UConn.
Wow.
So they are inevitable. They are calm, cool, collected. They looked all the part of making a national championship run, taking on Illinois in this game. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, the Illini just felt like every lucky bounce kind of went the Huskies' way. It just felt like Illinois couldn't get in a rhythm offensively, and Mullins, from the beginning was making his shots, felt right at home, and why wouldn't he, right here in downtown Indianapolis. But to your point, Eli, twice this season, only twice, Illinois has been held below 65 points. Both losses, both against UConn. The Huskies just have the Illini's number, and they're on the verge of a dynasty if they can get it done on Monday night. We'll get to the game that's going on right now in just a second, but the Indiana natives, the Hoosier connections in this basketball game, Mullins on the winning side, but the 2 Illini players, not so much. Regretful, but a great season nonetheless.
I think these are the moments you play for, and knowing how far and how long this season has been, and just to be a part of a national championship, I think that's a blessing in itself. But yeah, we came here to win, so we're ready for Monday. I think that's why I committed to UConn, and the coaching staff pushed for that moment. And it's been an incredible journey, the ups and downs, and just to know that we made it this far. I mean, you might as well go out and win it all.
I'm going to praise God for the gift that this season was, and the development. As roles changed and things were hard early on in the year, and especially for how difficult probably last year was for me, to be able to come here and be on this stage after all of what God's done back in my hometown was truly special. So I'm going to praise Him for that every day.
Yeah, I think this season was phenomenal. I mean, I love everybody in here, love the coaching staff. It was a great season, We did something that hasn't been done in a long time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's great to play in Indy. Obviously, I wish we could have won a couple games here, but yeah, great season. I love everybody in here.
So you got the thrill of victory, you have the agony of defeat. That's just what comes with these types of games on this sort of stage. Mullins moving on, a chance to win a national title. Hummerkaus and Davis' careers coming to an end with Illinois. And you heard Davis there too. They made history at Illinois. Yeah. And now it's just kind of setting that bar that way. But UConn, dominant.
Wow. Dan Hurley and the Huskies.
Seriously.
Impressive. There's no doubt about it. You want to talk about impressive? How about the Terre Haute native, the Eastern Green alum, the IU alum, Dusty May and the Michigan Wolverines up 27 on Arizona.
Taking them to the woodshed.
So
much for the heavyweight.
If you want high-level sports knowledge, clearly we are not the ones for you.
Not on this
all
day,
right?
nope.
It's looking like Michigan, UConn in the national championship. We'll see what happens, but the Hoosier connections making everybody who was in their corner proud. There's no question about it. It could be Braylon Mullins and Dusty May on Monday night. We'll have much more for you on Sunrise and, of course, on WTHR+. All your Final Four coverage right here on 13.
All right, so I'm getting the gist that your brackets are busted, friends. I got it. We appreciate all the coverage, though. You guys are doing a great job out there. We can see it behind them, and we know it to be true. So many people are downtown this weekend. Get this, up to 70,000 fans flooding into our city each day. Brandon Schaff is on Georgia Street tonight, where people are making the most of the Final Four weekend, and some, Brandon, are cheering on a hometown hero, too.
In the second half.
Yeah, good evening, Jenny. Yes, they are, and they were cheering him on over in Greenfield, but here on Georgia Street, that's where the tip-off tailgate is. Still lots of fans around downtown at the convention center. That's where Fan Fest was, and that's continuing throughout the weekend. Lots of excitement. But for that UConn hometown hero, a bunch of fans from his hometown in Greenfield gathered to watch that first Final Four game.
Big Ten regular season champions.
This Greenfield pizza place was dressed up for the occasion. Customers watching and cheering on UConn in their Final Four game against Illinois. They're rooting for UConn's Braylon Mullins, who just graduated from Greenfield Central a year ago.
He's a freshman, for heaven's sakes. How often does a young kid like that get an opportunity? Hometown, right here, that's exciting. You can't get any better than that. It's just, the whole entire town is supporting this.
You wouldn't expect so many UConn fans in any other Indiana city, and the pride for their hometown hero isn't hard to find. At Mozzie's Pizza, they even offered a 24% off discount, Mullins' number for the Huskies.
You can just see the excitement through town. People are just excited to see our hometown boy here back in Indianapolis with his team, hopefully going to take him to a national championship.
Mullins helped UConn get one step closer to winning a national title as the Huskies advanced to the championship game on Monday. He was also the hero against Duke, and his fans knew he had it in him.
We saw him make these shots in high school, and to see him make the big-time shots, it's just been amazing.
We knew he could ascend to these heights when he was being recruited by UConn, so we're really proud of him.
Back in Indy, outside of Lucas Oil Stadium, fans reacted to the Final Four action.
Orange everywhere with a little bit of white, but it's all about the heart.
Every Final Four should be here. This is the best city to host.
I just love being in this atmosphere. I just love being here. This is stuff we watched growing up as kids.
So much pride for Braylon Mullins out there in Greenfield, and they've still got more to look forward to on Monday when UConn plays in the championship game against the winner of Michigan and Arizona, which is still being played right now. Reporting here on Georgia Street, Brandon Schaff, 13 News. Jenny?
Yeah, and again, Michigan with a big-time lead right now, so we'll see what happens. All right, Brandon, thanks so much. See you in a few minutes. It is not just the Final Four this weekend. For the first time in NCAA history, one city, our city, is hosting Division I, II, and III men's basketball championships, plus the NIT title game. It all starts with the Division II championship game between Gannon and Lander tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Then at 4:30, it's Division III championship between Emory and Mary Washington. All wraps up with Tulsa against Auburn in the NIT championship games Sunday night at 8 o'clock. Those games are at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and one ticket gets you into all three. Of course, it's not just basketball this weekend. Check out these great pictures from tonight's Zach Brown Band concert at the March Madness Music Festival. Our photographer Joe Fenton took these. A packed crowd on the American Legion Mall tonight. The concerts continue tomorrow, featuring Megan Maroney and Post Malone. Plus, Fan Fest at the Convention Center opens again at noon tomorrow. We've got a full rundown of all the events for you, WTHR.com. How's the weather going to be, Rob?
Well, it's certainly getting better, although it is getting colder. So it's a little bit of pick your poison here. Tonight, we do expect partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are going to drop quite a bit, down into the upper 30s. We do have some west-northwest winds that have been out there and really helping to bring in some much cooler temperatures. We do expect that cooler air to be in place for tomorrow. Now, the rain, thankfully, has been ending. Most of the night, we've been seeing the showers move out of here. Most of those have moved to the east. The drier air is starting to filter its way in. Clouds probably going to stay with us for a little bit longer. Behind that, there's a little bit of moisture here and there, but really it's the temperature change that you're going to notice for the most part. Temperatures now down into the 40s, and we expect those to keep dropping. It is going to stay a little bit breezy overnight. That's part of the reason why we won't get much colder than 39. There may be a couple of areas that get down to around 36 or so. Not expecting frost for tonight. You will warm up pretty quickly tomorrow once we do see some sunshine back into the 40s, and then I think we'll make it into the low to mid 50s for tomorrow, especially if we can break into some sunshine for your Easter forecast during the afternoon. Again, we'll do a high temperature of 52 degrees. I've got to look at a day when we do expect frost early in the morning. I'll show you that coming up.
All right, see you then, Rob. Thank you. Lots of UConn fans in Indy, but one you may recognize. We'll show you this dad's reaction to UConn's Elite Eight win that got him a ticket to the Final Four. Plus, the Indy Zoo has a bracket of its own, the endangered species. Crowned champion today, next.